Hello, welcome back to Glass Ceiling Talk. I'm your host, Jordan. Um, Today we're going to talk about learning experiences. And we let's be real, we learn something new every day, whether you're realizing it or not. From the media you have, your music, what you see on your phone, what you see on TV. Even if you watch the same thing every day, you learn something new about whatever it is, whatever you watch, hear, whatever, see, whatever. How we interact with people, whether driving or in person or whatever. Um, what we eat. What are the things that we like to eat? What do we naturally like to go to? Like, what's our go to? Like, if we can't think of anything, what is like Mexican burgers, Italian? Like, what is your go to food option? Like Chipotle. I love Chipotle. But anyway, we're constantly learning things, and our brain is just soaking it all in for the future. Sorry, I heard the washer. I was like, what is that noise? Um, but our brain just soaks all of that in for external use. Like, it's just sitting in there for when we are coming on that option, when we're coming to, I'm hungry. Ding, ding, ding. I'm about to go somewhere. What kind of music do I like? Do I want to listen to? I want to listen to a playlist. I want to listen to somebody in particular. What do I usually listen to? Ding, ding, ding. When someone cuts me off on the street when we're driving, how do I react? Do I honk my horn? Do I cuss at them? Do I pull up close to them? Like, we make decisions based on, it's based on how we feel, because sometimes we go out of how we usually feel. So it's emotion plus just your body, your brain, everything learning. Like, if you start working out, it's gonna take a minute for your body to adjust to the sleep schedule you have, to doing the workout you have, to eating right. It takes your body time to adjust. It's learning with you. Like, it's learning what you're putting in your mouth, what you're doing, how it's digesting. You're learning. And everybody's body's different. Not one thing's gonna work for everybody the same way. Everybody's body is different. Some people are supposed to get big and bulky. Others aren't. That doesn't mean one isn't stronger than the other, but it's just their body type, what they were born with, what they were meant to have. And you learn that at a young age. Like, some are able to build out of it, like they can start building mass. Others aren't. They have a high metabolism, which must be nice, because but it's not just math, not just the history lesson, not just English, not just science, whatever, law, business, whatever. You do that too if that's what you want to do. You see business every day. You deal with money every day, or you deal with clothes. You deal with math every day. You deal with English, maybe other languages. You deal with that every day. And after a while, you don't even think about it. Like, you're at a job, and I would say it's kind of technical. Not necessarily hard, but it's kind of technical. You gotta put things in a certain place, and do it a certain way. It's gonna take you time to adjust to it. and then after a while, you're not even really thinking about, like, you might, yeah, like, you might lose track of where you are or whatever, but you still remember the process of it. You're just trying to remember exactly. But then when someone asks you, like, if someone new comes in and someone asks you, oh, how do you do your job? Can I see how you do your job, or can you leave me notes? Some people are able to do that. Me personally, I'm not. Like, I have a hard time showing something, especially if something's technical. I have a hard time showing somebody the first time, because I'm just like, wow, I hadn't even thought about it. Like, and so in the zone. I don't even think about it. I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like, it's just our brains have gotten so used to it. Like, it's not lazy. I wouldn't say it's lazy. Our brain is always working. It's not, our brains aren't lazy. But it's just so in the mindset, or in the zone of what you're doing and focusing on that. Like, it's not even really, your body's just moving. Like, it's not even really processing all of that for if someone asked you, or someone took you out of that zone. And again, some people are good with that. Some people are able to break that and still keep going. I applaud you, because that's a skill. That is a skill. Or like someone listen to music. Like, if I have music in my ear, unless I'm, more than likely, I'm not, unless you like are not screaming at me, but you're close enough to me where I can hear you, I'm not paying attention to anything anybody's saying. If I have, and I just have it in one ear, like, that's why I keep it in one ear, because I tend to drown in the music or the podcast or whatever I'm listening to. I tend to drown in it, and so other than what I'm doing, that's all I really hear. So if I don't have the phone close to me, if you're somewhere else and I'm something totally different, like, we're on the same floor, but we're in two different places. Like, if you're not screaming, pretty much, or like talking loudly, I'm more than likely not going to hear you. That's why I tend to peek sometimes when I'm in the back. I tend to peek, just to make sure no one needs me. But I just, like, it's just something I've always done. Like, I just drown. Like, when I'm driving, I do the same thing. Not that I'm not paying attention. Again, it's not like I'm not paying attention. Like, I see things happening, and my eyes are open, of course, and I can react if I need to. But when that music is going, whatever it is, if I'm really enjoying it, I'm gonna get lost in the bass, what the words are, whatever, like the case, whatever it is, and my body's able to adjust to that. Make sure I can hear when I need to. So if there's a siren or anything like that, I can hear it. Make sure I know when to look around, and make sure see, that's all learning experience. You learn that from experience. You learn that from doing it. And I'm not saying necessarily dying, but almost being in some accidents, because people don't know how to drive. Like, people don't know how to drive. Like, they get distracted easily, whether they're dealing with kids, or they're trying to eat, or they're on their phone, or whatever they're doing. Whatever they're spending their time doing while they're driving. Like, I mean, I get on my phone sometimes, but I try not to, for real. But that's all learning experiences. We see it every day. We learned it from our parents. We learned it from our peers. And as we learn more, our friendships grow. We lose friendships. We gain friendships. It happens. That's life. You're learning how to deal with life. You're learning how to process what life has, what life can do, what life can't do. You're processing all of that. So you don't necessarily have to be mentally, physically learning something, like reading a book or looking at an article. You learn something new every day. whatever it is, whether it's lyrics, if you know the lyrics, whether it's the way that they do the lyrics, like the melody, like they do a high note, you hit that high note, whatever it is. And then as you progress in that, whatever you, and most people try to use that mindset as to learn something, which is great. However you decide to use that as a career can be helpful too, because you're going to learn more about it. The more you embrace yourself into it, you're going to learn more and more and more and more and more about it. So if you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to start watching lawyers. You're going to start reading about lawyers. You're going to start reading about laws. Learn history. Architect, same difference. Building laws, about buildings, how they're made, what they're made of, how weather will affect it over time. You study all of that because you need to know for your job, for your career, what you've decided you're going to do for the rest of your life, or for most of your life. But every day you learn something. Every day you've gained a new experience of something. Whether you've done the same thing every day for 20 years, you've learned something every day. You learned a new route. You learned a new word. You learned, you learned a new move. Like, whatever it is, you learn something new every day. But we'll talk about this more. This will definitely be a multi-parter. I don't know if it'll just be 2 or if it'll be 3, 4, whatever. But we'll get in more into this later. Because, I mean, it's much deeper than what I just talked about today. That's just like a basic of it. But anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Share it. Comment. Follow me. Twitter, Big Papa Russell. Instagram, Jovid23_. And this has been the Glass Ceiling Talk. And I'll see you next time.